This is Deep Pockets Forex. We'll be giving you our weekly Forex forecast. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you get our weekly video every weekend. You get notified whenever we post a video. If you have any questions or any suggestions, feel free to drop them on the comment section. Also watch the video until the end so that you don't miss out on the tips we'll be giving you along the video. So watch the video until the end. Enjoy the video. For AUD and ZD, we forecasted an up move here. We say that we're expecting a big up move to break this previous high. That's what we said. We say that we're expecting a movement up like this to break this previous high, and as you can see, we are getting towards this area. What we can have here, we can just have a slight pullback or correction so that we can go up, or we can just have price getting to this point, then here we can get that correction and then have price completing its structure. Then from here we'll be giving you an update of what's next. Right now we just know that this up move here is what we focused it, and we are waiting for it to complete. Then we give you an update on AUD and ZD. We have Usd Jpy here. On Usd Jpy, you all know that we've been focusing this big wave up, and that is what we're still expecting to complete. We're still expecting this big wave to complete. Now going down to the smaller picture here, what we're expecting price to move like this, then down here. Remember, this is a chart which we were expecting to have a correction like this before continuing up, but there's just a slight change. We're expecting this up move here, up move to break this previous high, then hopefully would get this down move here. But this is not a down move to trade. This is just a down move that if you'd like to have a buy here, you can be using this pullback to catch an entry. But what we have here, you all know that we've been focusing this up move here. That's the up move we have. That's the up move we have in mind. What is happening here, there's just a little change. There's just a little change, but nothing has changed in the overall structure. The overall structure is still up. Even if we get this down move here, breaking this previous low here, and then breaking this previous low here, this up move is still expected to complete, because the wave that we focused here is not complete yet. It's not a wave that is complete, and we're still waiting for it to complete. This is Usd Jpy. For Usd Jpy, remember, we've been focusing a big up move from here. We said that we're expecting a big up move, and we got price moving like this, giving a correction moving like this. Then from here, we said we'll be careful. We say be careful. There's a chance that we might get a down move here, an impulse down, because structure was showing that there's an expected impulse move down. And this past week we had price around this level, and we say that from Usd Jpy here we're expecting to get price moving like this, then we'll get a down move. So price here, we might get price moving like this here, then we get price giving impulse move down here. Now when this correction is completed, or this small structure is completed, you can be catching a sell. Now on Usd Jpy, if we have this correction being completed and you're able to get an entry in such a way that you are able to observe risk to reward, you can be catching an entry, and then you'll be selling this small down move. Then after we get this small down move here, we're able to give you what is next on Usd Jpy. But as of now, we just have this for you, then this down move here up to this point. If from here this down move would still be completing, would be continuing down, we can give you an update on that. But just now, just keep in mind that we're expecting this correction to complete, then we get this down move. Then from here we can be giving you an update if price would be going up, or if price would be heading down one more time. That's what you need to keep in mind on Usd Jpy. This is Euro CAD. Now for Euro CAD, remember this past week we talked about this up move from here. We said that we're expecting an up move to break this previous high. Then we got price moving like this, Then from here around this level we made an update. We say that because of how structure is developing, we're expecting one last down. Here, and we got that drop. After we got this drop here, this is what we are getting now. We're getting structure moving like this. That's how structure is moving. This next move from here, we're expecting price to move up, slightly breaking this previous high, or heading towards this area here, or after structure breaks this previous high and it gets to this level, there's also a chance that it might slightly break this previous high here. After it breaks this previous high, then we can be getting this drop. After we get this drop here, we can give you an update on what's next from here. But as of now, just keep in mind that for Euro CAD, we're expecting this up move and we're expecting this drop. That's what we're expecting according to this current structure, current analysis. We're seeing an up move and a down move. That's what structure is given to us. On this chart, we have NZD from this past week. From here, we're expecting a down move like this, to move all the way up to this area. That's what we're expecting on NZD. Now, as you can see, we had price moving like this halfway, and the moment it moved up to this area, it shot up like this. Now, what you need to keep in mind here is that this up move is not a surprise. What price did here, what it followed another structure which is known to our team. This is an up move that was followed by NZD respecting a structure, a different structure that is known. Now, in the forex market, just as we said, there's always a chance that price can do this, it can do this, it can do this. So when you have all your options, whenever you're focusing, you need to put all your options down and then know that, okay, even if this NZD has a chance to move all the way down to this area, you need to keep in mind that at least from this area we can have this down move moving up to at least this area, then we get an up move. So whenever you catch a sell here, you're able to say, okay, if I got a sell here, I'm able to shift stop loss to break even as soon as price is in profits, just to be safe, such that when this up move comes, it takes me out on break even. So that's what you need to be aware of to be a good trader. You need to be able to assess structure all the time and be adaptive to what structure is doing at whatever particular moment, so that you're able to be responsive whenever a strange movement or any random movement happens. So that's a tip for you. But on NZD here, we're expecting a corrective structure. Because of what structure we're getting, we're expecting a corrective structure here. We're expecting this corrective structure. Then after this corrective structure is completed, we can give you an update. Now, if we get this impulse move like this and not a corrective structure, you should keep in mind that might mean something different. Or we can get this impulse move and then it just develops into a bigger corrective structure. But we can get this impulse move, then it develops into something else. You should keep that in mind. But as of now, what we have a higher chance of getting here is this corrective structure, and that's what we're expecting on NZD. We have Euro USD here. Euro USD is a pair that we focused from this area down, and we focused from here up. This was focused step by step. This down move was focused, including this correction. It was focused, then this last wave down was focused, then from here we focused an up move. Now here, keep in mind that we focused an up move like this to follow this arrow like this, but we are getting price moving like this, then up, down, up, down, up. Now what are we getting here? This is just a corrective structure. It's a corrective structure is expected. Whenever we're expecting a movement, obviously there's some corrections expected, there's some pullbacks expected along the way, but the main direction is from this level here to this level here. That's what we're expecting on Euro USD. So as you can see, we got this down move, this up move. Here we're likely to get just a small correction, then up, or we're likely to get this pullback, breaking this previous low, then continue up. But keep in mind, we are still expecting this up move to complete on Euro USD. We have GBP NZD. For GBP NZD, remember this is an up move that was focused from this area. We say that we're expecting an up move. We said we're expecting an up move here on GBP NZD. Now, as you can see, we're getting price moving like this, just moving like this. So from here, what we can get here, we can get price moving down like this. Just be careful if you are buying from here or anywhere around this area. Just be careful, because there's an expectation we can get this down move, or we can get price giving a correction like this, then continue up like this. That's what we can have. Just make sure that whenever you're in this trade, when you have some profits, if you can just lock in some profits by shifting stop loss to some profits, or just shifting stop loss to break even. Just know that here there's an expectation we can just get a slight correction here, then down, then here a slight correction, then down, then from here we can be continue up like that. Just keep that in mind. There's some possibilities we can get a pullback, and there's also a higher chance that we can get a corrective structure here, then we can have price continue up. That's what we have on GBP NZD. Based on structure, that is what we can give to you on this pair. This is NZD CAD. for NZD-CAD, we have this structure here, as you can see. So what we're expecting from this structure, we're expecting to get a corrective structure here, then price can give one more up, breaking this previous high, slightly breaking this previous high. That's what we were expecting on NZD-CAD. That's what structure is giving to us. This is Gbp Jpy. Now Gbp Jpy is a pair that we've been talking about, a down move from this area. We say that we're expecting a down move. Now in wave analysis, you need to keep in mind that in wave analysis we can focus a down move, we can focus a movement down like this, but that down move, it does not mean that immediately from that moment we can get just that pivot. Now price can give a spike and then it moves down, or price can move up one wave, then it moves down. What we mean by we're expecting a down move, it means that around this area, this zone, around this area, this is a zone of a big wave, Now what's up to you now is to know when that structure is giving an entry. So for us, even though we focus at this big wave, we've not got any entry. Until we get an entry, until we have our entry strategy confirming this sell, that is when we can be looking for a sell. But as of now, we just stay out because there's a chance we can have a slight correction here, then price pushes up one more time. So what we need to keep in mind here is that there is an expected big wave, but it does not mean to immediately just to jump in. If you jump into this, you'd lose because there's no entry we've got yet, and we're still expecting this wave because structure has not changed. The same structure that is showing us that we're expecting this big wave down has not changed. We're still expecting that big wave down. So we're waiting for our entry strategy to confirm our sell. Then the moment we get our entry, we can be looking forward for this big sell. Also, one thing to keep in mind, we've given this tip before. We said whenever we're expecting a big wave, whenever you're expecting that big wave, be sure to get manipulation. Even if we are saying that we're expecting this big wave up, down from here, if we're expecting this big wave down from here, be sure to get one more up. Why? Because it's a big wave and price needs to get as much people as possible out for liquidity. Then after we get as much people as possible out, then this down move would fall when you have given up. When you have given up because you were entering too early without any confirmation strategy, you were entering too early, and then now you have lost on this trade already. Now you have given up. Then the moment you have given up, this is when this down move would start dropping like that. And those who are patient enough to wait for this wave, that is when now they can interact with the market and make some profits from this big wave. So what you need to keep in mind, just always learn to wait. Whenever you're expecting a big wave, be the last one to be able to look for entry, because if you are early, you'll be spiked out, you'll be taken out multiple times before the drop happens, and you'd give up on that setup. Now let's move on to the next pair. What we have here is gold. On gold, we had price at this level this past week, and we say that we're expecting a corrective structure here. Then after we get this corrective structure, is an opportunity for some of you who like to buy it or to interact with this, to be able to take this buy. But we have not got a corrective structure, as you can see. We just got a drop here, and this drop was not a surprise, by the way. This is a known structure to our team. It's a known structure, and gold has decided to follow that route. So the moment we saw this kind of structure, we knew that gold is heading to this area. Based on our structures, we know that gold was heading to this area. So since we got this down move here, and you can see this down move, since we got this down move breaking this previous low, that structure is showing us that there's a chance that we can have this movement up like this. Remember here we say that we're expecting a corrective structure, then price would head up to this area here. Still we still have that in mind. Price will still head all the way up to this area, but this time not from this area, because of what structure was doing during this past week. We cannot have this up move from this area up. We can have it from here. We can have it from here. Or one other alternative that one other thing that you need to keep in mind, and just put it at the back of your mind, that it's possible to happen. It's just this corrective structure and giving this drop similar to this. Just keep that in mind as you look for a buy here. You must keep that in mind, and whenever you look for an entry, just be careful on that. Be careful, because for us, what we need to do for us to be able to look for an entry here, we need a structure to confirm that we are not getting any more down. The moment we confirm that we're not getting any more down, we have that structure, we can know that okay, now we're heading all the way up to this area, breaking this previous high. But as of now, we just know that from just the structure, we're seeing this up move and this down move here. this down move here. And keep in mind that this down move, this up move here, keep in mind that this up move here, it can come after getting this correction, then down, then we can still have this up move. This up move is needed in wave analysis. This up move is needed. It's needed. That's what we're seeing according to structure. We have CAD CHF here. CAD CHF, we're expecting to get this down move, and then this down move, and then this like this. We're expecting to get such a structure like this, to move like this. We see that we're expecting to get price moving up here, breaking this previous high, then get a down move. But as you can see, we got this up move prematurely here. We got this up move prematurely, but we're expecting to get it at least anywhere around this area. We're expecting to get it anywhere around this area. So if you would have loved to buy from here, buy this up move here, just know that this up move here has just come prematurely, so you can just set this aside, this pair aside, because we are hoping to get at least this down move so that we can be able to buy lower. But you can see price just continued moving like that, so just set this aside. We say that we're expecting a big wave down. This wave is not complete. We need to wait for this this wave to complete, this big up wave. This wave from here, it looks like it has not completed, but the moment it's completed, we will be updating you on this down move. If we get this movement completing during the week and we see a structure that shows that this wave now is completed, we can be looking forward to taking the sell. But as of now, we just decided to put this aside until we see confirmation of our sell strategy. Then we can be looking forward for a sell all the way down. That's what we're expecting. On the long run, we're expecting this wave to follow through after this movement is completed. As of now, just set it aside. GBP USD, same as GBP Jpy, we are expecting a wave down, a drop. We say that we're expecting a drop here, and we haven't gotten that drop yet. We're still waiting on our entry strategy to give us a go ahead. But as of now, price shows that this up move, this wave here that started from here, it shows that it's not complete. But the moment it's completed, we can be having this drop here. And as of now, it's wise to just set this aside until we give you a go ahead, or until if you have an entry strategy that is able to monitor this pair and give you an alert whenever it's ready. You can be waiting on that. But if you don't know how to trade this, it's wise to just keep it aside, just set it aside and only trade what you know how to trade. If you don't know how to trade this, you don't know how to look for entry, just because you are hearing that we're expecting a big wave, and the moment the week starts, you are selling this, you are selling, you lose a lot of money, because this structure, it shows that there's a big wave down expected, but you need to know how to trade it. Just because it's forecasted, it doesn't mean it's an entry is given. This is just forecast. It's just forecast. We're just forecasting. You need to wait on your entry strategy to be able to catch a sell. On this chart, we have USD CAD. Now for USD CAD, from here we say that we're expecting an up move like this, a wave to start. We say that we're expecting this wave to start, and you see we got this up move, and then we got a slight correction here, then we have price pushing one more down. Now there's a reason why price pushed this one more down, and this is not a surprise because it's a known structure. We knew that from here there's a possibility we might go up, and there was also a possibility we might go down. So if you are looking forward to buy this, or you maybe bought from here or anywhere around this level here, or anywhere around this level here, this is a setup that from here we are likely to get this corrective structure, then one last down because of what structure is giving. Then after we get this last down, that's when now we can be looking forward to this wave up. That is what we are seeing according to this current structure. And the reason why we give you this updates on a weekly basis is to show you whenever there's a change, is to give you that change or to present to you that change. Just keep in mind that we are still expecting this corrective structure down, then that's when we can now be looking for an up. On this chart here we have Gbp Aud. Now for Gbp Aud, you need to keep in mind here that this up move is still expected, and it's an up move that was focused from this area here. We focused a big wave up from this area. We have price moving up like this, and if you manage to catch a buy here or here, that's cool. Just make sure that your stop loss is on break even to make sure that you are safe. And now what's expected here, we can have an up move here, or we can have price just moving, giving a slight correction and a down move up to this area. Then we can have this up move like this. This past weeks we say that we're expecting this corrective structure to complete, and you can see that it's still developing, and it's completed. The moment it's completed, we'll have this up move continuing like that. And that's what we have on Gbp Aud. On our list we have CAD Jpy, and for CAD Jpy this past week, you all know that we're expecting a down move here, and we say that if we are able to catch an entry, we'll be looking forward for a sell if you're able to catch an entry. But as you can see, price has gone the other way, and this is a change of structure. We have a change of structure here. So if we have a change of structure, you must not interact with that pair. Just set it aside, because there's a change of structure. We are not looking for an entry anymore, because whatever structure we are looking at that was promising us a movement down is violated. Therefore, we have nothing to look for a sell based on. So we just set this aside, because it's not showing any down move as of now because of change of structure. USD Jpy. For USD Jpy, from here we say that we're expecting anywhere around this level. We say we're expecting a down move because of structure. Structure is showing that there's a down move. Now for this pair, we are still moving like this, but there's no change of structure here. We're still expecting this down move because structure has not changed. This structure is not changed. We're still expecting this down wave here, and this down wave is expected to move down, break this previous low, then from here maybe get a correction, then after that breaking this previous low here, then down to slightly breaking this previous low or to this level. Then from here we can give you an update. And now this is how it can move. It can move like this. This is how it can move. It can move like this all the way up to this area. That's what we're expecting on USD Jpy. But because we're expecting this down wave, you need to know, you need to have a strategy that gives you a go ahead. As of now, this is a pair we are not interacting with. Even though we're expecting this down wave, we're still expecting structure to give us a go ahead. Then from then we can be heading all the way up to this area, here. Remove this, up to this area here. That's what we're expecting, up to this area. Price to head up to this area like this. This down move here. This is how it should be. Price to move like this, down, correction, down, correction, down, like this up to this area. That's what we're expecting on USD Jpy.